Hello, honorable members of the clan. So, welcome to my YouTube channel. So, guys, as you already know, that the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry is ongoing, and I think the fifth witness that is going to be grilled by the evidence leaders is Dumisani Khumalo. I think he's the head of intelligence, what, and he's also going through a court process because he was arrested in July on how do they call it again? Trumped up charges. Yeah, there my English data kind of like glitched. I'm still, oh my goodness, what's happening? Anyways, so he is going to be, I believe he's going to be in camera when he is going to testify at the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. So we're not going to see his face, I think. We're just going to hear his voice when he testifies in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. And I say, this man knows everything. He is head of intelligence or crimes intelligence in the South African Police Service. So he knows everything. And since he knows everything, if you think Julius Mkwanazi being mentioned by Nhlanhla Mkwanazi in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry with the blue lights and Cat Makala, if I were you, and I know one way or the other as a police officer, Metro Police, even a politician, you've done some things and you belong to that criminal underworld. If I were you today, in the few hours that are left, I would run to my lawyer and say, I am willing to bargain with the state because I ain't going to spend no time in prison. Because you are going to spend time in prison. Because as I understand that there are actually investigations that are now activated because of the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. So in as much as we are saying the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry is useless, the recommendations are not going to be acted on, I think the next president is going to replace Ramaphosa will actually be forced to implement the recommendations, because I don't see Ramaphosa finishing his term by the end of 2025. Mark my words. Mark my words. By end of 2025, Ramaphosa is still president. That means this country is not serious. But going back to my point about Dumisani Khumalo, he's got them files. And he's going to be dropping names. And that is why I feel like they are putting him in camera to do his testimony. Because number one, I think he is somewhere and is protected. I don't think it's a witness, what do you call this thing, unit? Yeah, that witness protection unit. I don't think he's there. I think he's somewhere else, a different country, protected because of the information that he has. And because he has all this information, all the criminal underworld, they are looking for him. He cannot take that stand and start mentioning names. If I were you, I would run to I would be consulting my lawyer right now and saying I'm willing to be the key witness when all it begins to unfold in the court of law, because y'all are going to jail. Y'all are going to jail. If you think you are comfortable, I would not be comfortable if I were you. I would not be comfortable. Because these guys, they know. That is why Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi would say, oh, the best person to answer this will be the police commissioner. And the police commissioner will say the best person to... You see the chain of how the nuclear is going to explode? Yeah, it moves like this. And then I think Dumisani Khumalo, am I calling him the right name? I think it's Dumisani Khumalo. He's the one who's going to, mushroom. And everybody will be trying to dive for cover. It'll be too late. It'll be way too late, because I think Dumisani Khumalo holds the details of each individual, including whereabouts of Jerry Boshoga. I think he knows, because the investigations led there. And then I think the AKA, yeah, I still feel like, and I've said this before, I feel like the Inkabis that are taking the fall for the death of AKA is similar to the 5 people that accused of unaliving Senzo Mayo. I've said this before, because there's something that doesn't add up in that case. But I think Dumisani Khumalo may know. And linking the death of AKA with the death of DJ somebody, I think there are similarities there. And the common denominator either is Katie Mulife or Vusmuzi Katmatlala, or there might be a whole new underworld boss who, by the way, is just a puppet, because there's always somebody at the top pulling the strings so that the puppet dances and does as it is told, and then gets the money to live Gosantin and have houses in Zambezi and all of that stuff. I'm saying it again, guys. If you know, because you cannot sit and say, let's sit and wait, maybe I might not be mentioned. You will be mentioned. You will be mentioned. Whether, again, I will say it, especially if you are sitting in the police, or you're sitting, police, metro police, courts, whether you're a prosecutor or a magistrate. Yeah, if I were you, I would just, hand myself over and say, this is what I've been involved with. And I hope when you do that, you also spill the beans about others that maybe Dumisani Khumalo might not know anything about, but you do. Remember, you are fighting for your freedom. And so, for your freedom to be guaranteed to you, and the MPA actually gives you the guarantee that if you testify and you give the whole story and paint the whole picture, yeah, we will spare you jail. You better speak. You better say everything. So now that I'm looking at the Madanga Commission of Inquiry, in as much it does not have teeth, but I think I see the light at the end of the tunnel, especially when it comes to the running of our country in the criminal justice system or the rule of law as a whole. I am yet to hear something from the Constitutional Court Chief Justice. I'm yet to, I don't know, maybe she said something already, but I have not come across it. But I haven't heard anything from her yet. Because she's supposed to be saying to us and putting us at rest when it comes to the judiciary that was accused of the things that we're accused of by Lieutenant General Ntlanhla Mkhwanazi on the 6th of July, 2025. Hey, I don't know. That's just me and my 2 IQs rubbing together, and I thought to myself, no, guys, don't sit and wait. Your name is going to pop up, because the man that is going to take the stand knows everything. When I say everything, I mean everything, because this is crime intelligence. Yeah, the ones that I've been asking about. Well, it turns out the intelligence is under the wings of the president and is squeezing his armpit. Well, that needs to be investigated too. Why? But the crime intelligence, which belongs to the SAPS, oh, the arm is wide open, because they did not count on Dumisani Khumalo, Masemula, and Ntlanhla Mkhwanazi. And I'm sure there are other heroes as well that are out there we not know anything about. Probably they are going to come out and say, hey, this is what I did during these investigations, and these are the people that have been destroying our country and wanted to see our country down and out. Anyways, it's also going to be interesting to hear who's involved with the Nigerian cartel. All of that, I think Dumisani Khumalo has them, and hence he needed to be arrested, discredited to the public of South Africa. But so he might actually be our 3rd hero that is unsung, that we've known nothing about, but the arrest that took place in July, I saw a lot of people celebrating it. But something was telling me, let me not talk about this, because anything that has to do with intelligence, I like to keep my hands off it. However, I will ask for their whereabouts, because the crimes that are happening in South Africa shouldn't be happening. Right now, Interpol has identified South Africa as one of the 14 countries where cyber crimes take place. And we know that it's not South Africans. Hello. We don't do that stuff. We don't do that stuff. Why did they come to South Africa? Because they know that the South African police are so greedy that they'll just turn the other way but collect the money. Yeah, protection fees. And that is why Interpol has arrested some of them right here. And you think they're done? No, they're not done. And the police that are working with these cyber criminals and whoever else that is involved in that, you will start seeing them in handcuffs soon. And I think Dumisani Khumalo has them names. And I think they are politicians. Because we do see some other politicians back home. Wait. Go to your lawyer. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, guys, if you agree with what I'm saying, this is just me and my opinion. I'm at two IQs rubbing together. And I'm like, Dumisani is coming with the nuclear. And he's going to drop it in the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry. Other than that, guys, please don't leave the video without liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. And I'll see you next time with a new video. Goodbye.